LEGO has so many successful themes at the moment, from Star Wars and Ninjago to smaller scale themes like Sonic or Animal Crossing. It seems like LEGO has such a wide variety of products and a range of sets for fans to enjoy. However, over the years, there have certainly been a number of themes that didn't get the same luxury. That's why in today's video, I'll be discussing the most forgotten LEGO themes of all time, defined by themes that only received one wave of sets before being cancelled, an unfortunate oddity in the LEGO space. This list will include both original and licensed LEGO themes, so make sure to watch the full video to see if you know all of these themes. So what's up LEGO fans, it's LEGO Man Cam, and let's kick things off with a theme that I think is incredibly underrated, and that is LEGO Alien Conquest. LEGO Alien Conquest was a relatively simple original theme. It was about aliens coming to Earth and the Alien Defense Unit, or ADU, being our last line of defense, having to fight them back. The aliens in this theme featured a really nice lime and magenta color scheme, and they even had these weird facehugger aliens that could be placed over a minifigure's head. What I'm going to do in this video is actually show you every single set that each of these themes had, since there aren't very many of them as they only got one wave. So for Alien Conquest, we got the Alien Striker, Alien Defender, Tripod Invader, UFO Abduction, Alien Mothership, Earth Defense HQ, and the Jetcopter Encounter, with these two polybags as well. Personally, I actually own all of these, as something about this theme must have called to 8-year-old me, but I think the Tripod Invader is a really unique set here, and unfortunately though, mine was destroyed many years ago. It just looks super unique and even had a space to hold a civilian captured in the back. Overall, this was a really fun theme, but I think it just didn't hit the right notes with audiences and was quickly replaced by themes like Galaxy Squad. Let's now move on to another licensed LEGO theme, and this is one that you're probably the most familiar with on this list, as it is by far the most recent. This is LEGO Indiana Jones, but more specifically the 2023 run for this theme. Now when I tell you I was hyped for this theme to come back, that would be an understatement. I hugely regretted not getting any of the older sets because I was too young, so to see the theme was coming back, I was stoked. However, the theme came and then went very, very quickly with just 3 sets, making it seem as though LEGO was almost trying to move this theme on as quickly as possible. Obviously, I think this had something to do with how the Dial of Destiny movie, in my opinion, was a pretty terrible film, but it just seemed so underwhelming to bring this theme back for a small whimper and nothing more, never reaching the heights of sets like the Canal Chase, the Temple of the Crystal Skull, or even the Jungle Cutter. Regardless, the 3 sets that we saw were all decent, being the Fighter Plane Chase, Escape from the Lost Tomb, and the Temple of the Golden Idol. However, it is commonly known that there is also a cancelled Temple of Doom set, which LEGO said they got rid of to consolidate their lineup, which was a really odd call. Thankfully, this set has been rebuilt based on leaked images, which you can see here in Mini Superheroes Today's video. I did make a full video about this theme about a year ago, which you can check out in the link below, but overall, this theme just came and went about as quickly as Indiana Jones's Revival did. From a theme that barely made an impact, let's now go to a much spookier theme that is super relevant right now due to a brand new 2025 summer set being a direct reference. This is LEGO Monster Fighters, a theme that I incorrectly called Monster Hunters the other day in my video. My apologies, and thank you for the commenters for picking that one up. However, this theme was just epic, so it's really crazy that it only lasted one wave. As you'd expect, this theme was about a bunch of hunters led by Dr. Rodney Rathbone, who all go in chase of a range of different monsters stemming from classic monster characters like werewolves and zombies. The theme was released back in 2012 and had a single wave of 9 main sets. These sets were the Swamp Creature, Mummy, Werewolf, Vampire Hearse, the Zombies, Crazy Scientist and his monster, the Ghost Train, the Vampire Castle, and the Haunted House, as well as these 3 small polybags. I think the Vampire Castle is such an amazing set that just had a really unique silhouette, and the design of this castle is just awesome. But what I think is known as the best set from this theme is the Haunted House, a 2,000 piece $180 D2C that has shot up to about $700 now. However, what is interesting is that this set is actually getting somewhat of a re-release in this Haunted Mansion Creator set. This set is releasing this summer for $90 and is about half the size of the original, even featuring a ghost, werewolf, and Frankenstein's monster. It's so great to see this theme get some love in the Big 25, literally 13 years after the theme first released. So going from an original LEGO theme, let's now move over to a theme based off of one of the most popular mobile games of all time that unceremoniously did not last as long when it was turned into LEGO. Just quickly though, if you do like my videos, please help us reach 40,000 subscribers. It's the best free thing that you can do to help the channel grow. Anyway, as you probably guessed, this is the Angry Birds movie wave. Released in April of 2016, this wave of 6 sets came and went by very quickly, but they were honestly really cool. They created a ton of new molds for the birds and pigs, and the builds are really unique and colourful, which is something that we don't often see from a lot more of the bland licensed LEGO themes. Going over the sets that we had, we got the Piggy Car Chase, Piggy Plane Attack, the Bird Island Egg Heist, Pig City Teardown, the Piggy Pirate Ship, and King Pig's Castle. While just a short wave, these sets were mostly all bangers. The pirate ship is such a weird design, harkening back to Metalbeard's Sea Cow, but of course being a much more affordable set. And then something like King Pig's Castle is genuinely a decent attempt at a LEGO castle. Now these sets were designed to mostly be destroyed, just like in the game and the movie, however that didn't stop LEGO from making some really cool vehicles as well. Just like this small plane, and especially this awesome trike in the Bird Island set. Overall, this theme has just been super forgotten, but I seriously think it is a great theme, which I doubt we are ever going to see any more sets from, since the Angry Birds franchise is kind of dead at this point. With this next theme, I'm kind of breaking the rules of the video, since it more so fits into a sub-theme of an existing LEGO theme, in fact, one of, if not the biggest LEGO themes of all time, but these sets are so few and far between that I think LEGO seriously forgets to make them. What am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about LEGO Star Wars sets, but specifically sets based on the video games. You're probably thinking of a few times that LEGO has done this, but what I want to do is discuss all of the ones that I can think of. First is the Rogue Shadow, based off of the Force Unleashed games back in 2008. We then had sets based on the Old Republic, being these 2 battle packs, the Republic Striker class Starfighter, the Sith Fury class Interceptor, and the Jedi Defender class Cruiser. These Old Republic sets are truly something else, especially the Sith Interceptor with Darth Malgus. What an amazing set. We later got 2 battle packs from Battlefront 1, one being for the Rebellion and one being for the Empire, which again are both really great little sets. And then in 2019, we got a single battle pack from Battlefront 2, including Iden Versio herself and the Inferno Squadron. However, since then, the only video game set we've gotten is this buildable BD-1 from Jedi Fallen Order, and then of course Cal Kestis appeared in the Star Destroyer last year too, as an exclusive 25th anniversary minifigure. So why have I included all of these sets on this list? Well, it's because LEGO needs to make more, especially from the Survivor and Fallen Order video game series, as I think the Mantis is one of the coolest ships that they've ever made. While it would be really hard to pull off, I'm sure the LEGO designers could make something look good. And of course, we need a Merrin minifig. We didn't see any sets for Star Wars Outlaws, which released last year, which is fine in my opinion. I played that game a little bit and didn't really like it, but I still think these sets would sell really well, especially considering how many thriving video game themes we have today. The last theme that we'll be looking at today is a really strange one, and this is LEGO UniKitty, a theme that is based on the popular LEGO movie character. However, this theme released 4 years after the movie. This theme was based around a Cartoon Network show that was being developed at the time, which did not last very long at all. In short, this theme and the show was about the adventures of UniKitty in Cloud Cuckoo Land, or the Uni Kingdom, I think, introducing a bunch of brand new characters, but more so being aimed at a younger audience. This theme had a decent number of sets that released in June of 2018, which I'll quickly look at now. First is the UniKitty Cloud Car, we then have the Prince Puppycorn's Trike, Party Time, Dr. Fox Laboratory, the Uni Kingdom Creative Brick Box, and the Uni Kingdom Fairground Fun. There were also then 2 polybags and this magnifying machine build, which I'm struggling to find where it's actually from. These sets are actually pretty fun, and they all remind me of the Powerpuff Girls sets, which came around at the same time, but of course these all included brick-built characters rather than minifigures. I never actually picked up any of these sets personally, despite how cool some of these characters do look. However, what I did pick up was the entire series of blind bags that were also released at the time, in addition to a regular minifigure series, not replacing it. I'm talking to you LEGO F1 series. This series included 12 really awesome either UniKitty or Puppycorn figures that were all in special outfits or in unique colors, and genuinely are all just really great figures that if they brought another series of this out, I would totally buy it. So what happened to this theme? Honestly, it kind of came out of nowhere and did not make much of an impact in the LEGO landscape at the time. It almost seemed like a 4+ theme that wasn't actually 4+, just a very basic theme aimed at younger kids. And with UniKitty as the lead, it felt even more targeted for girls, which back in 2018 were a much smaller segment of the LEGO market compared to now, where thankfully we have a lot more of a balance in the fan base. So with that being said, those are 5 of the most forgotten themes and 1 sort of forgotten sub-theme. Please let me know in the comments which of these you think should come back, and please subscribe to help us reach our goal of 40,000, and I'll see you in the next one.